back door, finding McCraven, pass a little high for him. McCraven had a reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Out to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for two.
Still backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. Found it out of goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz!
Little right-handed dribble, goes to Reichel, deep three-pointer on the way! That's good!
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins, all alone, steps up, shoots the three, and it's good!
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good evening inside the Bismarck Event Center. This is the opening day of the North Dakota 2023 State Class B Boys Basketball Tournament. I'm Chase Miller. He's Bryce Laxdell. We'll have all the coverage of Central Cass and the Thompson Tommies here for this 3-day coverage from the Bismarck Event Center. Earlier today, it's been all chalk. The number 2 seed Shiloh Christian Skyhawks advance with a 69-38 win over Powers Lake Burke County. You had a really good shooting performance by the Skyhawks, 9 of 15 from beyond the arc, 61% from the floor. And then it was a little bit of a meat grinder between Beulah and Medina Pinger Buchanan, but the Miners outscored the Thunder 29-10 in the second half en route to their 48-31 victory. Still tonight, number 1 Central Cass going up against Warwick, the champs from Region 4, in the 4-5 matchup, the 4 seed of the Thompson Tommies and the 5 seed of Des Lacs Burlington. Before we get to our Coach's Corner conversation with Matt Norman of Central Cass and Ryan Brown of the Warwick Warriors, Bryce, first 2 games of the day, anything surprise you with Shiloh and Beulah when a lot of new faces, not a lot of these teams have played on this court before. Sometimes, as we mentioned during the region tournaments, it might take you a little bit of time to get a little familiarized. But anything in the first 2 games stand out to you from a coach's point of view?
No, nothing really stood out to me. I thought Medina Pinger Buchanan did a nice job in the first half. Trying to win that game they needed to. They kind of made it ugly. Beulah did a great job the second half of shutting them down. The first game kind of went, the way I expected. But you never know that the tonight games will be really good. I think Warwick has a shot here, and then that late game will be a really good one, I think.
Yeah, for Warwick, averaging 67 points per contest. Winners of 7 straight. They have not played a team in the tournament field. That's the one thing with them to kind of keep your eyes on. 19-6 on the season. They defeated North Star 56-52 in the Region 4 title. And the one thing as well with Warwick, talk about a 5-6 region championship game, Bryce, but they had to win a play-in to get to state. And Scott Woodmansey from the West, we were talking at the Super A tournament last week. He goes, has anybody earned a play-in game in their super region to get to state? Has that ever happened? And we kind of came up with the summarization, which was probably not. So for them to get here, Bryce, 4 straight games in the Region 4 tournament, that's a feat in its own right before you get to state.
And they played New Rockford, and they were behind that entire game. They had to come back and win in overtime. So it's a game. It's a team that's been tested, that's been through a lot of ups and downs throughout the season, and I think they're definitely not intimidated. They can come ready to play, and I like the way that Fawcett works inside, and just his ability as an all-around ball player that I think could give Castleton some problems, but I think Castleton's pressure can give Warwick some really big problems too.
Central Cass averaging 66 points per game to Bryce's point, giving up just under 44 per contest. They're 1-0 against the state tournament field. They beat Thompson right before Christmas, 48-34 in Thompson. A 4-point win over Kindred, 44-40 in their Region 1 title game. Holzer with 11 points, 15 rebounds. Central Cass in that game was held to a season-low 44 from Bradwell. Also tip of the cap to Mr. Milbrandt, who is calling it a day as well, moving forward in his career. But at the end here, Bryce, to your point, I think Central Cass, the one thing a lot of folks from the West that were kind of asking myself this week and coming into Bismarck last night was, well, how good is Central Cass? They're undefeated. What kind of game do they play? Do they want to get up and down? Do they want to, mud it up a little bit? I said they can do both, Bryce, and I think that's why they're the number 1 seed.
Yep, and that game against Kindred proved exactly that they can do both. I think Brad Whale and Kindred did a great job of, like you said, muddying that game up and giving themselves a great chance to win. And Castleton made enough plays down the stretch and kind of sent the offense through Holzer, and he did a great job, like you said, 11 and 15. And he had some some really nice assists, and I think that's what that Castleton needs to do, and they have the ability that anybody can step up and score, and they bring guys off the bench like Bachmeyer. Brings such great energy off the bench. They're so deep. You talk about them being the number 1 seed, and it's well-deserved, undefeated, and they just have so many guys that can beat you in different ways, and they can just adapt throughout the game to figure out what strategy is going to work best from that night.
Before we get to our coaches' conversation, and once we get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups as well, a reminder this broadcast game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Mr. Basketball was announced yesterday, and we'll get to that in a moment as well. But, Bryce, final thing just on this matchup to start with here between Central Cass and Warwick, and not so much maybe a true matchup point of view, but it is the final B. As we know it before, it's 3 classes. Really phenomenal crowds, I thought, this afternoon. It's only going to get bigger here this evening and throughout the weekend. They're going to be honoring some teams throughout. The 50 year of Fort Yates will be coming
Miracle
up
shot,
here.
yep.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about. But I think at the end of the day, Bryce, the one thing that I'm talking to a lot of folks about, and in this tournament, particularly with Central Cass and Warwick, they have family members who play at the B, whether it was parents, whether it was nieces and nephews, so to speak, now that are in these games, aunts and uncles. And that's a really cool storyline going into this one, particularly with a couple of players from Central Cass, their dads 30 years ago playing in a state tournament on the opposite side for Warwick, kind of passing the baton, if you will, to the next generation. And I think that's what makes the B, quote unquote, the B.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit the nail right on the head there. It's just such tradition, and the families, the generation to generation, and I think this is my 32nd B. I can remember my uncle winning it here in '98 and in Edinburgh, and with Scott Galseth, and one of the best teams ever in Class B. It's just we would take family vacations down here, and that was kind of our spring break, and that's the part that I'm really going to miss about it. It's probably time for a transition, but that you hit the nail on the head, just with the generation to generation and the outpouring of fans that come to this every year is really special, and that's what makes it be the B.
The Mr. Basketball finalists earlier in the week: Derek Dissett from Minot, Alex Dvorak from Dickinson, Tyson Inget from Powers Lake Burke Central, Ryan Erickson from Century, Zach Kraft from Red River, and Aiden Stainbrook from North Boulder were nominated as the finalists. The winner will be announced on Saturday night after the Class B Boys Basketball Championship. So just another note for you here on this state Class B Boys Basketball Tournament. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll hear from Ryan Brown from the Warwick Warriors. Also, Matt Norman of the Central Cass Squirrels as part of our Coach's Corner starting lineups, and the opening tip looking more at about a 6:40-ish or so start here inside the Bismarck Event Center. He's Bryce Laxton. I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning in to our audio-only broadcast, and we'll have games for you throughout the weekend again with Central Cass and Thompson. Our Coach's Corner continues after this.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we continue on our pregame show here from the Bismarck Event Center, it is the State Class B Boys Basketball Tournament, the evening session ready to get underway between the Warwick Warriors and the Central Cass Squirrels. Joining us now from the Warriors, that is head coach Ryan Brown. And Ryan, I know we were talking a little bit before we got on here to talk about it this pregame, saying leading up to it, there's a lot of stuff that gets to the B before you finally get to Bismarck. How was the lead up into it, and how was the send-off? I know you honored the last state tournament team that was able to make it to state as well. So how was the pep rally and everything leading up into this week?
Oh yeah, I appreciate the time here, Coach Brown. And yes, so the prep rally was huge. You know, I think when the community knew when we got to that point of earning our way into the regional championship and winning that game, the support we had into that game itself was huge, and it was kind of unexpected a little bit to draw in some of those fans all over the place. But yeah, going into the pep rally, we knew there was a lot of making that connection of the 96 team to last make it 27 years ago was important to us. You know, we have a father passing down to a son type of connection, and we have an uncle passing down to a couple nephews, and as well as another uncle passing down to three more nephews again as well. And the connection was really big. It was everyone's really close, family related wise, and the actual pep rally itself was a great show out. Our gym was packed. A lot of community members there. A lot of even our tribal leadership members were all there in presence. It was really good to have them come up and speak and wish us good luck. And it didn't just dwindle down from that. Everyone that was there to support us. And when we sent off on that bus, it kind of really felt nice to finally get on that bus and head down to Bismarck, just leading up to this point. And here we are at shoot-around today, and we're looking forward to just taking it all in at this point.
Ryan, when you take a look at your squad, if someone hasn't seen your squad play, whether it's in person, listen to it online, or anything of that nature, who are one or two guys that you've relied on throughout the season to get you to this point?
Yep, the first guy I'd like to talk about is, and you do hear his name a lot, is going to be Mark Fassett Jr. He is one of our seniors, one of two seniors we have on our roster this year. Mark does everything in and out. You'll see him on the scoring side. You'll see him dishing out to his teammates. You'll see him making plays for himself and then also for his teammates. And he guides everybody out there on the defensive end. And you'll see his name a lot. He's a hustle player, but he's a player that leads by example. Shows these younger people on our team how to play, and he's got a fantastic mentality as a coach. Has been really a blessing that you never have to worry about him having any sort of bad attitude or bad moments. Even if he goes on a streak of not hitting a shot or maybe missing something up on the defensive end, he'll just clap his hand to get on to the next play. And that's really been the mentality of really having a nice player like him get out here and lead our young group. The second person I think I would like to mention, and it's pretty tough to pick a second because we're a pretty well balanced team. But I think going into this tournament, I'm going to pick on our other senior, Jason Lenore. He makes that connection of being where his father played on the 96 team, and he's a senior this year. And but it doesn't take much to get him motivated. He's always drawn in the tough task of guarding the best player on every team in the region. Any team we ended up playing this season, he drew them. Having to always take a task of all region and all state players is not an easy thing to do. And he doesn't have a problem with it. That's the nice thing about him. His mentality is high and great as well. So when he switches on to those tasks, he's fired up for it. Yeah, he won't really see a lot of emotion out of him. He's kind of a quiet player. He doesn't ask for a whole lot, but when it's his moment, he'll make a play, and that's where you'll see him shine.
Ryan, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here today against Central Cass.
Thank you very much.
We'll continue on our pregame show after this from the Bismarck Event Center.
Take a good look at Hillsborough. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsborough Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsborough's Main Street. The Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers, and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroughnd.com.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
As we continue on our pregame show here from the Bismarck Event Center between the Central Cass Squirrels and the Warwick Warriors, joining us now from Central Cass, that is head coach Matt Norman. And Matt, same question that I asked Coach Brown. What was the lead-up like throughout the week? What was the send-off like before you finally got to Bismarck? And what's it feel like now that you're inside the Bismarck Event Center, knowing that, hey, it actually is the B and it's the state tournament?
It's just been a blast. The school did a great job putting together a super fun pep rally. Get to hear all the students yell and scream, and all that fun stuff is a blast. As far as prep goes, it's been fun. It's an extra week of time with our seniors, an extra extension to our season. So we're just really, really happy to have this opportunity.
And there's a cool story with some parallel with some former fathers that made a state tournament. Their sons are playing in it, or maybe a cousin or nephew along the way that makes the B. And Matt, same thing from your side of view. There's that storyline going here for Central Cass this weekend.
Absolutely. That's, like you mentioned, that's what makes the B. They get some of those shared memories and shared experiences they're just priceless. And so we're really, really happy for them that they can kind of share those just fun memories throughout their lives together.
Is this something when you get to this time of the year, Matt, where how much is it about the opposition, or how much is it let's just stay true to ourselves for 32 minutes of basketball? When you get to state, how much did you prep for work, and how much was it, all right, maybe a self-scout, so to speak, on Central Cass?
It's a little bit of both. In the region tournament, we played all right, but we had some things that we needed to work on. And so we definitely had to be a little bit reflective, kind of hone some of the things that we think are our bread and butter. But we also had to be ready for Warwick. They're a quick team. They get a lot of shots up quick, and they can score in bunches. And so we had to make sure that we made some adjustments there and got ready for what's hopefully a good game.
Let's talk about the tempo here. Warwick wants to get up and down. No surprise in terms of their style of play. For some people, might remind them of Four Winds Minnewacan a little bit when they want to get up and down. So have you felt like there's a team that is similar to that you played this season here, Matt?
Maybe not quite like them, but truthfully, we want to get up and down. And so if it's a possession game, we feel a little bit more at home. That doesn't mean that it's always the most stress-free type of environment, but we want to go up and down, and so do they. So I don't know if the shot clock's going to have a ton of work tonight, but hopefully we can do a good job of controlling those possessions, getting a couple extra ones, and then making sure that we're taking good looks at the rim.
Final thing for it, and same thing like we talked about in the region tournament, for Central Cass to win, what must you do well? What is the one thing, Matt, here in this environment, in front of a lot of people, in front of a statewide audience, so to speak, what does Central Cass need to do well?
Well, first thing is we've got to guard. We've got to make sure that we are rotating out. We've got to trace the ball on shooters, but then let our defense kind of lead to some of our offense. That'll help us calm our nerves, help us be excited, and then we can attack the rim.
Matt, as always, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here this weekend.
Appreciate it.
That again, Central Cass head coach Matt Norman. We're back after this here on your live event.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Take a good look at Hillsboro. It's conveniently located between Fargo and Grand Forks. Hillsboro is a growing community with solid local schools with high graduation rates. There's an industrial park ready to host a new business. And there's Woodland Park with activities all year round. The Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation asks you to take a good look at Hillsboro when you're thinking about a place to put down roots and grow. For more information, contact the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroND.com.
As we continue here on our coverage, as they're announcing the non-starters of 4, their starting lineups here inside the Bismarck Event Center. Part of the pomp and circumstances, if you will, everyone gets honored before the very first quarterfinal round contest. I'm Chase Miller, he's Bryce Laxdell. The colors have been retied. We heard from both coaches, so now it's time to our keys to victory, and we'll get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. But before then, Bryce, what is your key once you get to this time of the season in a venue that neither team has played at so far this season?
Yeah, I think both teams want to push the pace, and I think so we know it's going to be an up and down, back and forth game with probably not a lot of shot clock violations. I think the team that can turn defense into offense is going to have the best chance to win. I know that's something that Coach Matt Norman touched on a little bit, and I think that's going to be key. If Castle can turn Warwick over enough, I think that's going to give them an advantage. But if Warwick can handle that pressure and can, knock down some shots, and Fawcett can control the game inside with his energy and his ability to handle so much for their offense, I think that gives Warwick a fighting chance. But I think the ability to turn defense into offense is going to be huge.
And I like what Matt Norman said. I don't know if you need the shot clock here in this one. Then talking with Coach Ryan Brown, he said, no, to be honest with you, Chase, we really didn't watch a lot of film on Central Cass. We did more a self, right? That's what we were working on from a Warrior point of view of what they did in the Region 4 tournament and here. So there's always two ways to say it, but we've heard coaches before say, Bryce, we don't really worry too much about the opposition. If we can play our game, we know we're going to be in it. And I think that's kind of Warwick's MO a little bit and heading into this tournament.
I totally agree. They're already playing with house money, coming in as the 6th seed into the region and upsetting all those great teams that are out there in that region. 4 wins is one of the greatest teams in the state every year, and they come out of that region. Who cares what everybody else is doing? We're just going to worry about ourselves and play the way we want to play, and it's worked so far, so why change it now?
The American Crystal Sugar starting lineups live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower-owned, and crystalsugar.com. That, again, is crystalsugar.com. For the Warwick Warriors, a mark of 19-6 on the season out of Region 4. This is their 3rd state tournament appearance ever, 1989, 1996, and now 2003, 23. It's been 27 seasons, and this team is littered with cousins and nephews and a son or two along the way. And the really cool thing, again, they honored the 1996 team during their send-off to state. For Warwick, they're going to go like this. Dalton Germo, the 6'2 sophomore forward, averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds per contest. Warwick is out in their all-black attire with Warriors across the front in orange with orange trim down the side. The brother is Marcus Germo here, the 6'3 junior guard, averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds. Elijah Feather, the 6' sophomore guard, 9 points, 4 boards. Mark Bassett Jr., the 6' senior guard, a team-high 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists here for Mark. And then Jason Lenore, the 6'2 senior forward, averaging 8 points and 8 rebounds. A cool story, his father Jerry and his uncle John were able to play in the state tournament for the Warwick Warriors. So a pair of Germos alongside Feather, Fassett, and Lenore here for Warwick head coach by Ryan Brown. The champs from Region 4. Now across the aisle to the Region 1 champs as part of our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups here for the Central Cass Squirrels. They embark with a mark of 23 wins, 0 losses on this season, averaging 66 points while defensively giving up 43.8 points per contest here for Central Cass. The Squirrels will be in their home white uniforms with Central Cass across the front in red with the black numerals outlined in red here for the Central Cass Squirrels. They'll go like this. A Mr. Do Everything is 6'1 junior guard Carter Dakota, averaging 12 points and 3 rebounds. Sam Copperbig went 6 quarters in the Region 1 tournament without scoring, but he impacted the game in different ways Converbig, the 6'2 senior guard, averaging 12 points and 4 assists. Mason Bussey, the 6' senior guard, 8 points and 5 rebounds. He is definitely an X factor here for the Squirrels. Cole Holzer, his length and athleticism at 6'7", the junior forward, 14 points and 9 rebounds per contest for Holzer. And Eli Boer, the 6'2 junior guard, averaging 7 points and 4 rebounds. And if Eli makes the first one, look out from a sharpshooter. Again, Verkota, Converbig, Bussey, Holzer, and Boer here for the Central Cass Squirrels at 23-0 on the season, beating Kindred a week ago tonight, while Warwick was able to upend North Star a week ago tonight in Devil's Lake. Final thing for you here, Bryce, when you take a look, how big is a good opening start, whether it's Central Cass or Warwick, once you get to this time in this particular tournament, to get to that first media time and feel like, okay, we're dug in, we kind of feel the environment, now we can just go kind of play our style or get back to business.
Huge. I think you call your best play that you have and try to get some easy look inside, see something go through the hoop easy. Kind of, we talked about the region championship. I think that the first couple possessions are just as important. Something at the rim, something from your best player, get them going right away. I think that's a big momentum boost.
Those are our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Live the sweet life. Go to crystalsugar.com for some more information. Central Cass, 9 state tournament appearances. This is their first since 2012. 2 state titles in program history, and 55 over Sherwood in overtime and 68 over Wolford. 96-77. Of both of those particular programs, you don't hear about them anymore, Bryce. Standalone teams, right?
It's been a while.
Opening tip, Lenore for Warwick going left to right as you see it. Well, for Cole Holzer working right to left. It's a college level floor. The Dakota Wizards used to play here, so you see what was then the D League, now the G League or NBA League. Three-pointer is the best way to say it, so there is a little bit of difference to get familiarized. Both teams, as everybody did, had a half-hour shoot-around earlier today to get customized of what the Bismarck Center has to offer. Taking a look around, really nice looking crowd filing in. The student section for Central Cass, it's where your neon night at what it looks like over there. Bryce, I think we forgot the memo.
Yeah, it looks like 80s workout. I don't know what's over there, but they got a great crowd and they bring a lot of energy.
As we get ready for the opening tip here at 6:47 on a Thursday night, the second 2 of our quarterfinals are underway, and we'll have coverage for the Thompson Tommies and Delax Burlington coming up after the conclusion of this one. Warwick man defense as Central Cass will have Verkota knifing his way to the 10, and he gets fouled in the opening 14 seconds here as Central Cass will go to the free throw line for Carter. Foul comes across here on Warwick. That one will be on Elijah Feather, his first, and the team's first. Really nice downhill play, though, on that little weave for Verkota, and I've heard coaches call that the nail, that you look for a little bit of room, and kind of like a nail on a hammer, you look to hit it, and that's exactly what Verkota was able to do.
Yeah, they did a nice job bringing Bussey with the ball up the court, and they went that 1-4 stuff that they did a lot in the region, except for getting Holzer a touch at the high post. They set that pin down screen, and Verkota curled around and got a great look at the rim.
Verkota, 66% free throw shooter, makes both. The Squirrels will come off full court pressure defense. Three-pointer on the way for the Warriors. Going to be off the mark, no good by the aforementioned Feather. Put back here, can't get it to go. Third time the charm, no, as that rattles out for Dalton. Dermo, though, had some really good looks here for the Warriors. Other side, Verkota, teardropper inside for 2. It's Verkota 4, the Warriors scoreless. Holzer then gets a pickpocket steal here, fast and furious, and Matt Norman hit it right on the head. They don't need a shot clock in this game.
No, neither team's going to get a 35-second violation tonight.
Bassett goes the other way. Mark going right to the 10 after a steal from Holzer. Hang shoot over Eli Boer and able to finish for 2.
I'll talk about observance and contact. That was a great downhill drive, and he took a shot there but finished through it.
Mark Fassett Jr., a 6-foot senior guard, leads the team with 16 points per game, and then a traveling violation here for the Squirrels. So if there's any indication of what this game's going to look like a minute in, Bryce, first one to 65-70 if both teams can shoot, because that's the type of tempo we're getting right now.
It's going to be a high-octane offense from both sides, and I love the way that Mark Fassett Jr. plays the game of basketball. He's smart. Great energy. He could play on one of my teams anytime.
As almost getting the steal there is Mason Bussey as he went penguin style across the way on the slide. With it now at the top of the key again goes Fassett Jr. Mark rips it through. Oh, look at the dribble. Was trying to get the dribble pullback, but good defense by Converbig. Hanging from 15 feet and using the window is Dalton Germo for 2. That was a tough shot from 15 feet, but we're tied at 4 apiece. Top of the key here goes Kavervig. Kavervig near sideline to Dakota. Dakota works his way, looks for Holzer at the top of the key. Holzer probing, spinning, lost it off his left knee. Holzer trying to get the ball back, and guess who is on the floor? Fassett Jr. with the steal. And Dakota will tip this one out of play. I love the intensity and the hustle so far, Bryce, not even 2 minutes in.
No, I watched a Region 4 tournament, and he is all over the place. I love the way he plays, and Warwick's done a really good job the first couple possessions of not letting Castleton's pressure bother them very much, and if they can keep countering that pressure with some good offense, they can hang around here tonight.
This will be with Feather, left-hand side off the left shoe of Lenore, back to Germo. This back to the top of the key to Lenore. Lenore gives it to Dalton. Dalton making his way hard down the paint off the window. Can't get it to go, and a rebound goes to Sam Kavervig. And then a steal goes the other side. And oh, what a block shot by Kavervig after Dalton Germo just kind of hung in the weeds and almost got a easy layup. But Kavervig, Bryce, with a nice job defensively there, getting a swat.
He did that a couple times in the region championship when he came back and took some big charges. He's really good about forgetting a mistake and moving on to the next play. That makes him such a great leader for this team.
The question is, who's going to guard Mark Fassett Jr., I think, early? This is a guy that's got some bounce to him. Lenore at the top. Part of the two seniors here, the 1-2 punch that Ryan Brown talked to us about on the pregame show. Dalton Germo, left-hand side three for the lead. This one's going to be off the mark by Feather, and a board underneath for Central Cass. Swirls want to run in transition. Dakota, left wing, free throw line extended right in front of the Warwick bench where we are courtside here inside the event center. Nice pass, Holzer inside for two to Mason Bussey.
Great look by Holzer. He's so good at facilitating the offense when you get him a touch at the high post.
Warriors go the other side and finishing over Holzer. That's going to be Marcus Germo for two. I tell you what, the Warriors are going to take it right to the paint when they can in transition, Bryce.
Up and down, up and down. It's going to be a great pace game to watch.
Holzer the other side, no putback though. Cole Holzer with his left hand somehow got the couple of the top of the tips there to get it to go for two. Holzer right now in the scoring column here. Central Cass with a 2-point edge. We're tied at 4, tied at 6. Warriors right now will leave it to the right baseline. A teardrop floater can't get it to go on the baseline jumper by Feather. Holzer to Dakota. Dakota looking for Boer, can't get it to him now to Holzer. Holzer to the baseline, off the window, no, and a rebound here by Dalton. Fassett Jr. in transition for the Warriors. Stop, pop, right wing three-pointer off the backboard, no, and a board to Holzer.
Not a great look there in transition. He said right away, my bad, move on to the next play.
And a turnover on the next play here with Feather going behind the back, showing the dribbling prowess is Marcus Germo, and we'll have a foul here on the floor. This looks to be on Sam Kavervig, and this will be the first foul of the game here for Central Cass. So Kavervig picks up his first, team's first, and with 3:54 left to play in the opening quarter, it's a track meet inside the Bismarck Event Center. It's Central Cass 8, Warwick the Warriors 6. Warriors with the ball. We return here from the capital city. It's the B on your live event.
Hi, I'm Jake Berkmeyer, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 3rd through the 12th in Glacier, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons National Parks. Enjoy the ultimate Northern Rockies touring experience with highlights such as the Lewis and Clark Trail, spectacular wildlife, and a covered wagon cookout. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information.
Timeouts, whether they're the media timeout or whether the coach's timeout, coaches get one less timeout here because of the media timeouts, are brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North. They offer the perfect sync for your busy life with their online banking and mobile app store. Wherever you go, take the folks at Bank North with you. Member FDIC and proud supporters of their communities. Chase Miller, Bryce Lagstall with you here. And Bryce, we were talking off air going, if I'm Shiloh or Beulah from earlier, I'm probably glad I didn't see Warwick. And that's nothing against the Ranchers, and that's nothing against the Thunder. But this is a team that if you don't want to get in a track meet, they could cause some challenges here.
Pace of play is a big difference here. And McKay that just came in and Bachmeyer just came in. Those are two guys I'm really interested to watch play. Energy from both of them. McKay can really play defense for Warwick.
McKay Jr. here, the 5'10 sophomore guard with the assist to Dalton Germo here, and the Warriors almost get the steal as that almost went right into Bryce Laxdell's hands here. I thought Dalton was going to do the high jump at 6'2", Bryce. And you mentioned Chase Bachmeyer, the 6-foot junior guard, averaging 3 points, a couple assists per contest, while McKay Jr. for the Warriors averaging 7 points and 3 assists. And we have another tie and another turnover. So something that Matt Norman will not definitely be liking is some of these turnovers, Bryce.
Yeah, you just want to make sure you get a shot every time down the court. Try to keep the turnovers under 10 is huge, and it's huge for a team that wants to play that sort of pace.
With it now, it's going to be Fassett Jr. in the front court, and Bachmeyer will get the foul. His first, the team second, or three-man crew is Monty Lund, Ryan Schneider, and Jared Micklejohn in the house here for this three-man officiating crew.
Ryan Schneider can still give me some nightmares from 2014. He got an offensive rebound to beat us in state tournament. He's a great player, and he's a nice official, too.
McKay Jr. to the right baseline, tickles the twine here for Elijah Feather, and the Warriors have 4 different players in the scoring column, and they take their first lead of the contest.
And they got the backing of the crowd here, too. Everybody's kind of on their feet cheering for him. A great energy in this building.
Kavervig rises, free throw line, jumper off the front iron, rebound to Elijah Feather. I don't want to say it's Hillsborough-Epping because obviously Hillsborough, with what they did with Coach Eddie and company and what they were able to do with Bauer, but it kind of has that little feeling, doesn't it, Bryce, with Epping-Hillsborough here on this Thursday night?
Definitely. I mean, Castleton's the biggest team in Class A, and Warwick has less than 70 kids in their high school, so it's a David versus Goliath type matchup. It's just, instead of the state championship, it's in the quarterfinals, but it's definitely got the backing of the crowd that the longer that Warwick can hang around and keep that energy in the building, everybody's going to start kind of pulling from you, and you just naturally pull for the underdog.
As Mark Fassett Jr. will pick up the foul, his first, team second. Kavervig will go to the free throw line. We'll keep it here with so many media timeouts. I was kind of talking to Bryce about this earlier in the afternoon session. How much of a challenge is it from the regular season to get up and down the floor and just play loose, and then all of a sudden you get to here, and now it's really segmented chunks. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 2.5, but there's a lot of timeouts and there's a lot of time to make adjustments, Bryce, on the bench. So how different is it compared to a regular season game?
There's a big difference. Like you said, they already take away one timeout, and then if you have to use one of those timeouts in the first half, or you can only carry 3 into the second half. So, teams that like to play that slower pace, it definitely gives them an advantage because, you naturally get those extra timeouts and those breaks during the game. So a Shiloh and a Beulah that loves to play defense and love to slow it down, they get a definite advantage. And, at a time like this, you can get iced on kind of a free throw, just things like that you don't really see in the regular season.
The Red River Valley Fair is going to get underway July 7th through the 16th, and boy, we'd like some sun, not just for the Red River Valley Fair, but also for those in and around the state of North Dakota looking to get in the field and spring sports as well. But get your tickets in advance before you get to the door at the RedRiverValleyFair.com, and you can save on admission. And you can also check out the likes of Leonard Skinner, Flow Rider, Jelly Roll, Shinedown, Dan and Shay for their grandstand entertainment. For more information and to save some money at the door, go to RedRiverValleyFair.com. That again is RedRiverValleyFair.com. So Kavervig hits free throw attempt number 1. So far for Central Cass, they've been to the free throw line now 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. And while they've hit 1, 2, 3, 4 free throws, and while they're down by 1.
That's something they really didn't do a great job in the region championship is shoot free throws, so it's nice to see him come out right now and knock some down early. That's a big confidence boost. The first couple for the team seemed like that sets the whole night from the free throw line.
As Warwick here will make, Marcus Geronimo will make the pass across, and maybe Mason Bussey getting his hand cut in the cookie jar, if you will, here with the reach, and he did. So Bussey will pick up his first, and that'll be the team's third. Warwick right now with 2 team fouls in comparison. As Marcus looks to inbound the basketball, does back up top to Feather. Elijah swips it now to Fassett Jr. Mark, I like what he does with kind of that cradle rock step a little bit, Bryce. And once he takes that step, he is in first to fourth gear.
He's got a great first step in that start-stop. Basketball is so important just to be able to change speeds, and that's what makes him so good.
As we have it at the top of the key to Elijah Feather to Fassett Jr. Goes in the inside left-handed pass. Nice find to Lenore, just couldn't finish as Holzer gets the rebound. Holzer works with it the other way, crosses over, finds Mason Bussey rising from 13 feet, and it rattles in, and the Squirrels are up by 1.
That's his sweet spot. He loves mid-range pull-up jumpers.
4 for Bussey, 4 for Dakota to lead the floor for Central Cass, who lead it by 1 with 90 seconds left in this opening quarter. Jumper answered, tickles the bottom of the net for Elijah Feather. Maybe a little knuckler, but he has 57 three-pointers on the season. That was inside the three-point line.
Good shot, nice answer right away. Take the lead back. I think that's a big confidence boost for them.
Bachmeyer inside, leaves it to Bussey. Baseline jumper off the front iron, no, but here's Bachmeyer with the offensive rebound. Oh, what a move on the inside. From the left to the right, and he had the English to boot for 2.
He's always out there making plays. I just love the way that he plays basketball, and what he can bring to this team is huge.
Fassett Jr. right wing gets the ball right back, top of the key, head fake, got Boer up in the air, dribble, pull up, and that one rattles, and it's a shooting clinic inside the event center. Fassett Jr. now with 4. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to play horse with anyone on the floor right now. Boer, knuckler, 3 off the front iron. No, but no one boxed out Mason Bussey. Unfortunately there for the Warriors, Fassett Jr. got his mitts on that basketball.
Right now it's you're open, you're shooting it. It's fun to watch.
That's what we're seeing right now. Three-pointer's going to be off the mark. No good by Feather. Offensive rebound. Fassett Jr. from NBA range. No good. And a board to Cole Holzer. If you blink, you can miss an up and down. Holzer goes the other end of the floor. Nice save here by Feather and gives it to McKay Jr. And we'll have a jump ball on the arrow. That one is going to point towards the Warwick Warriors. But what a play here that we've seen up and down by both teams so far, Bryce.
It's been an awesome track meet so far. Just the basketball IQ that you see from each team. They're getting great shots every time down the court, and you just really see, just great basketball.
Kovervik gets the steal, bounce pass to Dakota, right-handed layup for 2. Dakota now with 6. Clock down to 5 to 3. We'll see if they can get a shot off McKay Jr. into the back, and they can't. That's how we'll end a very entertaining opening 8 minutes of play here at the state tournaments. Number 1 overall seed Central Cass getting everything and more here from the Warwick Warriors in the opening 8 minutes on YourLiveEvent.com.
At the Thompson Public School, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit the website tps-k12.org for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and information on the construction project and new addition at the Thompson Public School. Follow them on social media and find Tommy Pride with student updates and events with the Thompson Public Schools. Stay in touch with your children's education or find out why the Thompson Public Schools is right for you. tps-k12.org.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Chase Miller, Bryce Lagstall with you here on YourLiveEvent.com. The State B Boys Basketball Tournament opening 8 minutes was a flurry. Dakota with 6 to lead the floor for Central Cass, while 5 here for Elijah Feather. The Warriors didn't go to the free throw line, but they hit 1 3. In comparison, Central Cass with 0 threes, but they went 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. And Bryce, the old inside out and outside in. I don't know where you start with this because both teams are getting to the rim. They're getting transition, and also for Warwick, they're going to get some shots up on those transitions. So if you're Matt Norman, do you take the three-point line and run them off the line, or do you say come into the paint where you got a 6'7" Holzer trying to disrupt the shot?
Yeah, I think you want to run them off the three-point line right now. They've shot a lot of threes. They've got some great looks, but I think both teams are comfortable playing the pace of game that's going on right now, and they're so eerily similar to each other that it makes it such a great game.
Bussey gets to the baseline, spins, no. Rebound on the inside by Owen Wiersma. Kick out now to Dakota at the left elbow. This from deep 3 for Kovervik off the front iron, and a rebound underway to Feather. And here comes the Warriors in transition. Ankle Quas with the Dwight Hunt here, the 5'11" sophomore guard. Gives it back up top to McKay Jr. First time we've seen Dwight play here in this contest. Up and over pass to Fassett Jr. Bounce pass across the way to McKay Jr. for 2.
I listened a little bit to Coach Brown's talk with his team. He wanted to talk about getting Fawcett touches in the paint and letting him draw the defense to him and do exactly that, hit those cutters. So that was a nice play right out of the break, the first possession for Warwick.
Boer can't get it to go. Rebound here by Owen Wiersma. What Wiersma does is create a lot of room and try to pick up defensive fouls, and they got one there on Lenore. That'll be Jason's first, the team's third. And yeah, Owen Wiersma might not score a lot, Bryce, but he does those kind of plays, and it's an extra 35 seconds now here for Central Cass.
He's got a big body, and he knows how to use it. He's strong.
This one will go to the left of the key. Steve Lockley likes to hear that moving forward in the fall.
I think he's going to be pretty satisfied with the product that he gets.
Boer, top of the key, between the rings here to Bussey. Bussey looking back door. Warriors been outman defense so far, but now Bryce looking to trap at particular times. Boer, right pocket three, rattling out. Rebound will be off the hands of, and they'll say it's last touch here by Jason Lenore.
They're kind of mirroring the type of defense that Castleton runs. When you pick up your dribble, they're going to come double, a lot of man-to-man run and jump, and it's kind of causing a little bit of chaos right now.
And some fans might say, well, the pace of this game reminds some folks of maybe the Region 1 semifinals with Hankinson so far.
That's a great comparison. I definitely can see that.
Eli Boer from the left baseline here hits the triple at 32% three-point shooter, but he's streaky. If he makes one, he is going to get the green light moving forward.
The next time down he's open like that, I can guarantee it's going up. And just like you said, he can knock down three in 90 seconds.
And speaking of a 3 in 3 seconds, hand down, man down, off the bench, Dwight Hunt with the triple, his 22nd of the season. This one has had all the makings. It feels like a state championship game in the quarterfinals.
It's great energy, and it looks like a state championship game, too, with the upper level already filling up, and it's been just a great energy in this building right now.
Bassett Jr. lost it. Ball goes to Dakota here, and then we're going to get a foul, I believe, or is it going to be a foul on Central Cass? And it's going to be a foul on Central Cass here.
Ooh.
And this foul will come across on Mason Bussey.
That's a tough call, I think. I didn't see the same thing you saw there.
and I think a lot of folks were wondering maybe it was a foul potentially on Fassett Jr.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Not on Bussey right there. And I know Matt Norman's not too happy because Bussey picks up his second as Bachmeyer returns to the floor now for the Squirrels.
Definitely a tough call.
Now it's going to be an opportunity. Nice ankle cross by Lenore to McKay Jr., who spins on a pivot, gets to the high post, leaves it now to Dwight. Hunt gets a shot off from 10, can't get it to go, and we'll have an offensive foul here. Climbing the back there is Jason Lenore, his second and the team's fourth. So now both with two pieces, a little bit on the foul issue, if you will, Bryce.
And I think Castleton is a little bit deeper. I think that that's a foul you probably don't want to give up. You're 90 feet from the basket. You got to learn to give up on the play and just get on to the next play.
Tied at 4-6-8. It was 11-3, 11-8 Warwick, and now it's kind of been that 1 point lead for the Squirrels, 1 point lead for Warwick, kind of trading buckets here in this second quarter. Right-hand side, Sam Coverbig guarded there by McKay Jr. Skips it to Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer with a jab step as the Warriors in a little 1-2-2 or 2-3 kind of a zone right now.
Yeah, they're kind of switching everything up top, but it's kind of just a junk amoeba type zone.
As Sam Coverbig gets the offensive rebound, uses the head fake. You're talking about that for Warwick. He must have been in Coach Ryan Brown's huddle because he used the same type of move, Bryce.
He's just so smart. He's got such a high basketball IQ. I love the way he can command the floor.
Ball goes right-hand side to Dwight Hunt. Hunt at the right wing. Jumper over Dakota. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Holzer. And for Central Cass, they want to push it in transition. Boer at the right wing with the basketball. Finds a trailing Coverbig here between the circles. Back to the right-hand side to Coverbig around the horn to Cole Holzer. Holzer looking backdoor to Coverbig on the right block. And there's a reaching foul. And this foul looks to be on Mark Fassett Jr. And it is. He'll pick up his second, and that'll be the team's fifth with a media timeout on the floor brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North. So for Ryan Brown, what is he going to do with 4:42 left to play in the first half? We'll find out next here on your live event.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
As we return to the floor here, Mark Fassett Jr. with 2 and Jason Lenore with 2, and I think it's Lenore can hurt you in different ways, particularly rebounds and defense with a 6'2 frame, Bryce, but Fassett Jr., if he has to sit because of foul troubles, he's on the floor right now, but for Coach Ryan Brown, if he picks up his third, how does that change the landscape for Warwick?
Well, it just changes the way that he can, affect the game. He plays such great defense, and he'd have to take, just kind of a foot off the gas pedal a little bit to play that sort of aggressive defense that makes him so great.
And for Warwick, Dalton Jermo gets a breakaway steal in transition here. Now he's got 6, and the Warriors are back up by what? Hand off to the top of the key to Sam Covervig, and these last 4 minutes are going to be very crucial to see who might pick up a foul or 2 for both teams. Squirrels with some foul issues, with Bussey with 2. Other side shot missed by Bachmeyer. Rebound put back by Boer, unable to get it to go. And Fassett Jr. underneath. I love the waving hair because he just kind of looks like he's on a Sunday stroll a little bit.
He's such a great basketball player to watch.
This will go to Lenore here. Holzer, Lenore, and it'll be last touch off of Cole.
Nice defense by Holzer there. Nice recovery. Kind of gave up a downhill drive to the hoop, but he's so long and lanky that he made up for it.
Warwick Warriors, right-hand side, three-pointer on the way, halfway down by Fassett Jr. Can't get it to go, on a board on the way to Boer. Central Cast now in transition. Holzer to Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer off the window, good for 2. Points off the bench, and Bachmeyer's got 4 here for Matt Norman.
Oh, Bachmeyer's great off the bench for him. He's so great in his role for the team, and he's just as important as anybody else for them.
And we have a timeout on the floor. This will be the first one by Ryan Brown with 3:33 left to play in this first half. Timeout's brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North. Go to ibanknorth.com to check out a branch located near you today, including their branch in Castleton. Member FDIC and proud supporter of their communities. Earlier today, Shiloh Christian 69-38 over Powers Lake Burke County, and Shiloh shot the lights out. 61% from the floor, 9 of 15 from beyond the arc. Beulah won a mutter against Medina Pingree Buchanan, 48-31. They outscored the Thunder 29-10 in the second half. Bryce, Shiloh, Beulah, they'll play again. Beulah beat them by 5 in Beulah in January. What do you think of that semifinal tomorrow night?
That's going to be a game like this. Two teams that like to play a similar style, but it's going to be more of a grinded out, great defense, bigs down low, kind of a different type of game, but it's going to be very fascinating, so you can win that one.
As much as I'm a guard, I'm going to be very much in tune to the high-low big game tomorrow between the Skyhawks and the Miners. Speaking of a high-low game, here goes Bachmeyer. Gets the steal up high, but can't make it down low with the finger roll layup. McKay Jr. working his way the other side, and we have a reach or a jump, and it's a jump ball here, and really good hustle defense back for the Central Cass Squirrels.
Great job stopping the ball and causing that jump ball, get their defense set up.
And for Matt Norman, they'll go a little bit deeper down the bench. Jason Narum, a 6-foot junior guard, averaging 2.5 points and a rebound here as Dakota will check out. You have Covervig, Bachmeyer, Holzer, and Wiersma on the floor. Maybe not a 5 that you would see a ton of this season in terms of this rotation.
No, definitely. But I think it's gives everybody a break and see if you get an energy guy come in and make a big play and kind of turn the tide of this game.
Fassett Jr., good right to left move, just able to finish inside the paint. Holzer with it. Kick out now to Narum. Narum going hard down the paint, leaves it to Covervig. And Covervig, kind of the maestro of the offense, slows it up and calls out the set. Bachmeyer here at the Bismarck Event Center logo. It's a horn set. He can go right or left. He'll take the right screen. Reverse pivots now to Jace. Narum with the basketball, and that's almost gets stolen away. Covervig trying to cut open. Shot clock now to single digits. Haven't said that at all today. Holzer with the basketball, and there's a steal, and Marcus Jermo able to come down with it.
They got numbers here.
McKay Jr. in transition. Feather, left pocket three. Got it!
He's been hot.
Elijah Feather, his second three-pointer of the half. He's got 8, and a timeout for Matt Norman, and Boer and Dakota are going to come back on the floor. And that was the one thing, Bryce, you hit it right on the head. give your guys a little bit of a breather, allow them to use these media timeouts. But when we saw that 5 out there for Central Cass, it really felt like it was either Holzer or Convervig in terms of your offensive set, and they looked a little out of rhythm, which allowed that steal and transition 3.
Yeah, a couple guys that don't play a whole bunch throughout the season had some, some drives to the rim. They weren't confident in taking it, and kind of like you said, they kind of deferred to those other guys, and Warwick made the most of it, turned it defense into offense, and that was, I thought the biggest key going into this game.
Central Cass, the only team entering play here today that was undefeated, 23-0, and Matt Norman kind of said in our pregame, yeah, there were some things that we had to self-scout after the Region 1 tournament. They don't feel like they played the cleanest brand of basketball. They found ways to win over the Warbirds, over the Pirates, and over the Kindred Vikings, but this one really does feel like, Bryce, so that Hankinson Central Cass game, that up and down transition kind of a style, and if you're Central Cass, you're maybe going, we don't want to play a team like that because it was tough the first time and the second time when they had to get by Mike Ockler's Pirates.
Yep, and I think the biggest difference here tonight is you haven't seen Catherine go on that 8-0 run that they're known for, those quick, minute 30 8-0 runs, and Warwick's done a great job of just kind of weathering the storm over and over again, and getting those timely baskets. That's kept them in this game.
The Warriors averaging 67, giving up 54 contests, while for Central Cass coming in averaging 66, giving up 43. After the timeout with Matt Norman, they'll leave it to the top of the key. Eli Boer, spot up, shoot it, no. Rebound will come down to Dakota, but it never drew iron, so the shot clock is at 15. Dakota double team looking for Convervig, and there's going to be a foul, and if this is who I think it's on, it might be 3.
Yep, it is.
And it's going to be on Elijah Feather, so that's fortunate.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be his second. But now for the Warriors, Bryce, they got 3 with 2.
They really got to be careful here. There's last 2 minutes.
So a fresh 35 now for the Central Cass Squirrels. Convervig, right wing three-pointer, no. Rebound coming down here to the Warriors. McKay Jr. in transition. Gets cut off by Convervig. Fassett Jr. top of the key. Look at the left to right cross. And Bachmeyer was able to get just enough of it, because I tell you what, Fassett Jr. had Holzer in a blender, and he was going to get the easy layup.
He had a great move there, and Bachmeyer just did enough to get it to deflect it and went off Fassett's leg.
The Beulah Minor faithful were ready to come out and glued behind us on that one. Carter,
he's had a couple great takes tonight that there's been oohs and ahs from everybody.
Dakota, baseline, ball gets deflected, Holzer with it, power dribble, trying to get the step through, but he's got 4 Warriors around him. Someone's open as Convervig. Swarming defense that time by Warwick. With it, top of the key, back to Holzer here, and there's a foul, and that's a tough one because Mark Fassett came across and he put his hand down, and that was just enough to get the top of the wrist of Holzer, and that now is foul number 3 on Fassett Jr.
Now he's going to have to sit. You can't play him a 3. That's a tough call.
It'll be a bonus situation here, as we mentioned. The Warriors will make the sub with Dwight Hunt. So 84 seconds left here in the first half, and a chance for the Squirrels to take advantage of the free throw line with the make one, get one here with the Lego shoes of Holzer. Free throw attempt is good. I love the shoes. I feel like these kids have new shoes every game, Bryce.
I think they do. I don't know where they get all the money, but they got some nice shoes out there. Makes an old guy like me kind of jealous.
Yeah, very much so. I'm in concurrence of what Bryce just said there. Holzer goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. The Squirrels are 6 of 6 at the line, and now we're knotted at 25 apiece. McKay Jr. with the crossover by Bachmeyer, able to spin inside the paint. No look pass to Lenore. Lenore around the world for 2. What a play on the inside, and what a pass by McKay Jr.
Great pass and great finish. When you have a guy that's bigger and taller, like you use that reverse to use the net and the rim, as a shield so they can't get that block.
Convervig the other way, able to get right to the 10 and finish with the left-handed finger roll. Sam has 6. McKay Jr. the baseline to White. Hunt, left pocket 3, off the mark, no ball, tapped out to Holzer. Well, the Squirrels right now, they will bring in the front court. A chance quickly for 2 for 1. I don't think they'll get it as Dakota sets up an offensive set.
A little slow. Want to make sure you get the good one. Norman wanted one. You can see he's a little frustrated. You just want to make sure you get the best look you can here now.
Bachmeyer, top of the key, Holzer open, three-pointer coming off the right of the rim. Dakota tries to save it and unable to do so as it goes out of bounds. And here's the defense to offense, offense to defense. You're going to trust your senior and Fassett Jr. as he'll come on the floor.
Yeah, I think you're going to try to hold for one here. The worst thing that happens is you're tied going into halftime. I think these possessions at the end of the quarters and halves are so big because it's just such a momentum swing if you can score here.
For the Warriors, McKay Jr.
I just don't know if they can hold the ball for 20 seconds.
Neither team has really done that much well tonight in terms of holding the ball. Right-hand side here. As it goes to the baseline, Fassett Jr. to the 10, off the window, good for 2 with 6 seconds. Now with 4, the Squirrels get it in with 2, and it's going to be a kick ball here, or we're going to have a foul on Central Cass, I believe. I think they're going to call a foul.
He called a foul. You can't, he blew the play dead. You can't stop the game with the whistle and then not call anything.
So
you have to put more time on the clock. He called a foul.
There's probably at least 0.5 to 1 second left. And where it was coming, it might be a foul on Dakota, who is on the bottom of the floor, and he trying to get his foot to come out inadvertently, but that tripped the Warwick Warrior player. And if that's the case, it's not going to be bonus, but it would be another foul here. And
you hit it, 0.5 I saw. I read his mouth there. So, yeah, you blew it dead. You have to finish the half.
So there's no foul, just a kick ball. I saw the fist come up, right, Bryce? And
yeah, that's what I saw too.
When you see the fist close, that's a foul. Yep. So that's the good thing. The official's able to bring it together. But now for the Warriors, a catch and shoot.
You can catch it here, and you don't have to catch it in the air. So
Feather can't get the shot off before the horn, and that's how we'll end our first half of play. But the #1 overall seed in this state tournament, down by 2, Bryce, going to the half.
What a great half by Warwick, and they got everybody in the building here cheering for him. But, if you're Castleton, too, you're kind of telling yourself, hey, we can go in, we can make some adjustments here at halftime, and you got to be feeling all right, too.
The Central Cass Squirrels right now in the first half of play, led by the 6 points of Carter Dakota. He had 6 points of Sam Covervig and 6 by Holzer. That's balance has been the word for Matt Norman's club. For the Warwick Warriors, 8 for Elijah Feather, 6 here for Fassett Jr., and 6 for Dalton Germo as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, first half numbers, analysts, and more at the half. It's Warwick up by 2 on the #1 overall seed in Central Cass.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Take a good look at Hillsborough. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsborough Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsborough's Main Street. The Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers, and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroughnd.com.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
halftime show here inside the Bismarck Event Center. I'm Chase Miller. He's Bryce Laxdal. Thanks so much for tuning in again. Win, lose, or draw, so to speak. Today we will follow Central Cass and Thompson. The Tommies play Delax Burlington in the 4-5 contest coming up later tonight. Probably closer about an 8:30 or so start here inside the Bismarck Event Center. Bryce, first half numbers, what you probably expect in a really tight game. Is there one thing in particular that's standing out from a Warwick or Central Cass side when you take a look at the numbers?
Yeah, the first look here, the one thing I noticed for each team is turnovers. Castleton has 9 turnovers right now. And Warwick's done a better job of turning that into offensive points. And then Castleton's really killing them on the boards right now, 21-14 advantage, and they got 8 offensive boards. Those second chance points have been huge, and that's kind of where they're getting the opportunities at the free throw line that have kept them in this game. They're doing a great job of going to the foul line and knocking down those free points.
Yeah, Central Cass +7 on the board, so can that continue? But how about this? McKay Jr. off the bench with 5 assists for Warwick, and he's had some really good finds too, Bryce, off the bench.
Watching Warwick play throughout the year, he was a guy that brought a ton of energy, very similar to the way Bachmeyer can bring energy for Castleton.
Yep.
He's just a pest defensively, and offensively he's doing a great job of getting 2 feet into the paint. It's the same as the post touch, getting 2 feet in the paint from the guard and waiting for that defense to come over and to challenge you, and then he's just dumping it off down low for, knock down outside shots on the 3 or hitting the guy in the paint for an easy 2. So he's really been a difference maker for them, and he can bring that energy.
For the Central Cass Squirrels, Holzer's got 4 points, but he has 9 of the 21 rebounds here for Central Cass. First half numbers, Squirrels 10 of 28 from the floor, 1 of 8 from beyond the arc, 6 of 6, however, from the free throw line for Warwick. 13 of 30 from the floor, 3 of 11 from 3. They have yet to shoot a free throw here tonight. For Central Cass, 6 points for Carter Dakota with 3 boards. Converbig with 6 points and 4 rebounds. And then you also have 4 points for Bachmeyer, 4 for Bussey, 4 for Holzer, and 3 for Eli Boer. For the Warwick Warriors, they're led by the 8 points of Elijah Feather. 8 points and a couple of rebounds. 6 points then by Dalton Germo. 6 on the way for Mark Fassett Jr. as well. 3 points for Dwight Hunt off the bench. Dorvin McKay Jr. with 2. And 2 here for Jason Lenore. One thing is the foul issues, however. Warwick with 3 on Fassett Jr., 2 on Lenore, 2 on Feather. For Central Cass, Mason Bussey with 2 here at the half for the Squirrels. Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll preview what's to come and what happened earlier in the day. It's the Central Cass Squirrels and the Warwick Warriors. It's the B quarterfinals on yourliveevent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Let's take a look at what happened earlier today here from the Bismarck Event Center. Shiloh Christian, the number 2 overall seed out of Region 5 with a win over Region 8 Ranchers of Powers Lake Burke Central, 69-38. I don't care who would have played Shiloh today. That was a tough draw the way they were shooting the ball. Isaac Emma with 14 points, 4 3-pointers here for the Skyhawks. They went 9 of 15 from beyond the arc. Number 3 seed Beulah, it was a tough one. They were trailing by 2, 21-19 at the half. But then they held Medina Pinker Buchanan for nearly 10 minutes of basketball scoreless. That helps. 48-31 Beulah in the win. So Powers Lake Burke Central play Medina Pinker Buchanan in the consolation semifinals tomorrow at 1, while Shiloh will play Beulah in the first championship semifinal at 6:30. The winner of this game will play at 8:15 tomorrow night. The loser will play at 2:45 in the consolation semis against either the winner or loser of our next contest in Thompson and Des Lacs Burlington. All right, Bryce, halftime, I always say, give me your adjustments here. You and I were talking turnovers, and Warwick with only 5 turnovers has minimized the transition flow of the Central Cass Squirrels. And if you probably talk to Matt Norman, Belke, and the assistants, they probably would say not our cleanest 16 minutes, but we're only down by 2 after 16 minutes of play.
Yeah, but I think they need to do a little bit better job of establishing Holzer inside. There's a clear advantage to them if they get him touches down low and let him kind of facilitate the offense from down there. And you know, we talked off break. I think the biggest thing right now for Warwick is to, you know, not let any of their guys pick up a cheap foul right away, because I don't think they have the depth, and especially if it's your best player or, you know, second best player picking up a cheap foul or something like that early, that could really make a difference on this game. So I think they need to stall foul trouble and keep doing what they're doing. And I think if you're Castleton, you want to get your best player going, get him some easy touches, and, you know, send the offense to him like they did in the region championship.
And if Mark Fassett Jr. picks up a foul in the opening 2-3 minutes of this third quarter, going to be very interesting to see how Ryan Brown manages that situation moving forward. At the half, 29-27 Warwick over the Central Cass Squirrels. 8 points here for Elijah Feather with 2 threes. Central Cass again led by the 6 of Carter Dakota and the 6 of Sam Coverbig. Quick break. We're back after this with second half action inside the Bismarck Event Center. This is the B on yourliveevent.com.
Take a good look at Hillsboro. It's conveniently located between Fargo and Grand Forks. Hillsboro is a growing community with solid local schools with high graduation rates. There's an industrial park ready to host a new business. And there's Woodland Park with activities all year round. The Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation asks you to take a good look at Hillsboro when you're thinking about a place to put down roots and grow. For more information, contact the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroND.com.
Hi, I'm Jake Birkmeyer, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 3rd through the 12th in Glacier, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons National Parks. Enjoy the ultimate Northern Rockies touring experience with highlights such as the Lewis and Clark Trail, spectacular wildlife, and a covered wagon cookout. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information.
At the Thompson Public School, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit the website tps-k12.org for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and information on the construction project and new addition at the Thompson Public School. Follow them on social media and find Tommy Pride with student updates and events with the Thompson Public Schools. Stay in touch with your children's education or find out why the Thompson Public Schools is right for you. tps-k12.org.
Second half action, Central Cass clad in their white home uniforms with Central Cass across the front. They'll earn the basketball here to start the second half with the Warwick Warriors out in their road black uniforms with Warriors across the front in orange, kind of switching at the top of the key right now in this man defense. Boer, right-hand side to Covervig. Now it goes to Holzer. Holzer looking back door to a cutting for Dakota for 2.
Yeah, I think they got to get Holzer going down low just like that. He's such a great passer, and he draws so many defenders that it's just a clear advantage that they have. They need to take it. They need to start using it.
Here comes an almost steal with Bussey, Fassett Jr. in the front court, and we'll get to that Holzer point in a moment, kind of like maybe the Kindred Vikings region championship where he did a lot of damage in different ways. Fassett Jr. able to go on the inside looking for the bounce pass. This one gets pinballed around, and well, guess who? I go off of Boer to Holzer in transition. Bussey right to left cross, shot fake, and he gets fouled on the floor. Foul will come across here on Elijah Feather, so that's going to be his third and the team's first. So it wasn't Fassett Jr. to pick up the foul, but now for Coach Brown, he's got 2 with 3, Bryce, with a lot of game time left.
Yeah, these first couple minutes are going to be important here. We see if Hillsborough or if Castleton go on one of those quick runs, and that could be the difference in a game that's this close.
Holzer unable to grab that basketball in the quick inbound, so a turnover as the ball will be to the right-hand side here for Warwick. Dribble handoff to Feather. Feather with a couple of threes in that opening half. With it, Fassett Jr. Nice little shake and bake dribble on Covervig, who walls him off. They get inside the paint. Jumper from 15 feet by Germo. No good by Dalton, and a rebound for Holzer. Might have to break the record books here for Holzer on most rebounds, particularly in a tournament or a game, if he averages the way he's going right now, as Verkota misses a bunny on the inside. Warwick in transition here, batted away by Covervig, and it'll stay Warwick basketball tied at 29 here in the opening 80 seconds of this third quarter.
Covervig did a good job of guarding the space right there and slowing down that advantage that they had.
And we'll have a foul as Covervig and Holzer spinning there was Fassett Jr. The foul's going to come across on Cole Holzer, his first, team's first, and to the free throw line goes a 76% free throw shooter, tops here for the Warriors, and Fassett Jr. So they will talk it over.
Blood here.
And for Fassett Jr., he'll have to get subbed out here quick. Trying to see, and that's also on a shooting hand there,
Yeah,
Bryce.
you get a minute here. If they get the trainer down here and wrap it quick, he can go ahead and.
And Warwick is going to burn one of their timeouts here. So a 6:30 left to play in this third quarter. And it kind of looks like it's just on his wrist, just like a nail, so to speak. Bryce kind of just got right on top of his wrist there.
Yep, and you do get an automatic, trainer timeout there that you can use, and they decided to burn a timeout, which is something to watch at the end of this game. That's been close.
And that will be the second timeout here for the Warwick Warriors, so they'll have just 2 remaining. Central Cass has 3. Looks to see McKay Jr. will check back in, and they're wrapping up again right now. Mark Fassett Jr. on the near side, but for Coach Ryan Brown, he took the timeout here to try to bring, I believe, Fassett Jr. to the free throw line. Again, it's your best free throw shooter on the team.
Well, the whole point of taking the timeout was to keep him in the game, so you want to keep him in the game and let him shoot the free throws.
And we'll see what the Warriors are going to do here off the break. Warwick with 15 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second. Central Cass with 16 in the first quarter, 11 in the second. Only 2 points of this third quarter with Carter Verkota. He's got 8. So after all the back and forth, and what are we going to see? Well, we're going to see the Warriors send McKay Jr. to the free throw line. A 43% free throw shooter will go to the line to shoot 2.
That's interesting.
I see some calls today that I think we'd have to take our bingo card out, Bryce, and kind of look down the rule sheet a little bit. Free throw opportunity is up and good. So Dorvin buries the first. That is the first free throw attempt here for the Warwick Warriors in this contest. Free throw attempt number 2 upcoming. A game that's about 50 minutes old. Second one up and good as well. So McKay Jr. 2 for 2 from the stripe. He's got 4, and the Warriors are up by 2.
As Coach Brown giving some grief to Fassett, saying that's why we subbed you out anyways.
Covervig will take the ball screen here. They hedge underneath it, so now the Holzer left-hand side to Mason Bussey. Bussey takes a couple hard dribbles inside the paint. Double team comes. Covervig left to the key. Three-pointer. Got it! Nothing but the bottom of the net for Sam Covervig. That's his first three-pointer of the evening.
Yeah, when they need a basket, he's kind of the guy that they've been going to here tonight. He's ready to step up and make a play for his team.
He's got 9 three-pointer missed the other way. Holzer with the rebound in transition. Holzer finds Verkota. Verkota on the end line off the window. Good for 2. Feather just hedged out in front of it enough to allow Verkota to stop and pop from the right block. Dakota in double digits now with 10, the first squirrel to that category. And, well, here's your maybe little run by Central Cass, Bryce, a 5-0 run right now.
Yeah, 5 quick ones, and Warwick needs to answer here at the easy bucket. Try to get something downhill, wide open drive and kick, and get a turnover.
Marcus Dermo had it pickpocketed away for Mason Bussey. Bussey spins on the inside, shot up, no good. Rebound put back by Holzer, tried to one-hand it, unable to do so, and Holzer will pick up the foul. Rebound underneath with Dalton. The foul with Holzer, his second of the quarter, second in the game, and the team's second for Central Cass. Those are ones I'm sure that coaches, as you, Bryce, yeah, we've seen Holzer do the one hand a ton this season, but sometimes collect yourself, go two hands up on that particular situation.
You know, right there especially, you're in transition. You got the clear advantage anyways. You come down and score it off of 2 feet, you're probably going to get fouled.
And the one thing, too, Warwick has done a really good job not allowing this press to get to him, and I almost think it has allowed Warwick to play in their favor, but here's the steal. Holzer the other way, and a Fassett Jr. gets it stolen right back, but Holzer is able to get it. Fassett Jr. goes the other way, baseball pass to McKay Jr. inside the paint, and McKay will leave it right wing. Ball to the right-hand side, McKay Jr. into the interior, and there's going to be a traveling violation. A helter-skelter, 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's you can kind of feel the momentum swinging a little bit here. This could be kind of a run that can decide this game. Warwick needs to get the most out of their possessions here, and right now Holzer and Coppervig are doing a great job of controlling this game.
Since it was tied at 29, it's a 7-2 run here for the Central Cass Squirrels. A big bucket trying to give them even their largest lead of the game. They came out with 4 points to start. Warwick answered with 4 straight. Then it's kind of been bucket for bucket. Holzer, a tough-looking shot. Cole's starting to heat up here as Holzer now has 8.
Yeah, and Fassett there, he can't foul. He's already in foul trouble, so that's a matchup they can take advantage of.
Largest lead of the game for Central Cass here at 7 as we near the midway point of the third quarter. McKay Jr., a little spin move on the baseline, makes a nice cutting bounce pass to Feather off the window for 2. Elijah Feather with 10, and how about the assist by McKay Jr.? That was sweet.
Great to draw that defense to him and find a nice cutter down the middle.
Bachmeyer right wing with the basketball. Warriors back within 2 possessions here. Bachmeyer ankle cross, and there's a steal by Feather. Feather in the front court finds Fassett Jr. Fassett, little Euro step. Mark gets the shot up, and there's a blocking foul. And this foul will be on Central Kansas' own Wiersma. So that'll be his first and the team's third.
Glad to see that called a blocking foul and not a charge. Watch Wiersma play enough football to know that he doesn't go down that easy. So that was a nice call, and it was a nice take by the Warwick and get a good look in transition.
So Fassett Jr. to the free throw line to shoot 2. Barry's free throw attempt number 1. Central Cass will bring Eli Boer quickly back into the contest for the Warwick Warriors. They'll make a quick substitution as Dwight Hunt will check in. About a 7-man rotation for Warwick, and we've seen for Matt Norman, realistically about a 7 to 8-man rotation throughout this game.
Yeah, they're both at about 7, and Naren played a little bit there in the first half, but kind of even rotation. I thought Castleton was a little bit deeper going in, but Warwick's got nice minutes off the bench, especially in the first half.
Free throw number 2 was missed by Fassett Jr. Squirrels in the front court here. They get double teamed with Dakota, and there's going to be a reach and foul. This one, as Warwick fans are collectively holding their breath to say if it's on number 2 but not 21, and that's what it is. Dwight Hunt will pick up the foul, his first and the team's second. Squirrels starting to find their rhythm a little bit here in the last 90 seconds offensively. Bachmeyer kick out, Holzer right wing 3 on the way. The lefty will hit the front iron, no. And the Warriors, well, they're trying to collect a rebound, and they do. Fassett Jr. going right to left in the front court, right in front of his bench, and there's a foul with Dakota, his first and the team's 4th.
He puts instant pressure on you when you bring that ball up the court. If you don't give him, if you don't step in and pinch and take away that drive, he's going right to the hoop. And if you do pinch in and you're kind of lazy, he's going to knock it down or kick it out to a knockdown shooter. He's a great basketball player.
Covervig and Bus return as Bachmeyer and Holzer will go to the bench here for Central Cass. McKay Jr. left baseline here, guarded by Dakota. Leaves it to Fassett Jr. Back to McKay Jr. The little back and forth give and go, but couldn't hit the floater, and a rebound by Wiersma.
Nice defense by Castleton.
Ball goes the other side now for Covervig at the 3-minute mark of this third quarter. Squirrels up by 4. Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. Final stats, numbers, player of the game, and more coming up on the post-game. Covervig hangs, spins, baseline jumper, 3-pointer by Dakota. No putback by Bussey, can't get it, and a board by Fassett Jr.
Numbers here again. They get a skip across the court.
McKay Jr. with that aforementioned skip to Dwight. Hunt, nice move, unable to finish. Tip, can't get it, and a board by Dakota. And then there's going to be a tie-up for it underneath, and Boer is going to be jumped up for, and the arrow favors the Warriors. Media timeout on the floor. Timeout brought to you in part by your friends at Bank North. Everyone can hold their breath with 2:29 left to play in the third quarter. Squirrels up by 4 on your live event.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Timeouts brought to you in part by your friends at Bank North. You can take them wherever you want with their mobile app and go to ibanknorth.com as they can handle your busy life with their banking requests anytime for all of your accounts. Member FDIC and proud supporter of their communities. Chase Miller, Bryce Laxdal with you here courtside from the Bismarck Event Center after the media timeout. Warwick with the basketball. Three-pointer, and it rattles in for Elijah Feather. He's got his third 3 and 13 to lead the floor.
Been a great boost for them, not one of their main scorers typically, and has been, you kind of look for those role guys to step up, and he's done a great job.
Yeah, Feather averaging 9 points per game, but Fasson and Lenore kind of the 1-2 combination throughout the season here. And Feather, he's in rhythm right now. Squirrels trying to answer right-hand side. Boer top of the key to Kovarovic. Shot clock to single digits now to Holzer. Holzer with the basketball, spins, leaves it left wing for Kovarovic. Kovarovic back to Cole. Holzer knifing his way to the paint off the window. Can't get it to go on the roll, and a board underneath here to Feather and the Warriors.
Yeah, a chance to take the lead here.
McKay Jr. like a jitterbug. Nice right to left cross looking for Feather. Feather hanging, shooting. Shot's going to be off the mark, and there's a foul here on McKay Jr. as Dakota got the defensive board. I know we've seen Central Cass this entire season, but you can't help not to root for Warwick a little bit, even Bryce. And don't get me wrong, Central Cass, great people, Matt Norman, the kids all season long, but Warwick is kind of like the engine that could, so to speak, right now.
Yeah, you kind of always find yourself cheering for the underdog, but Castleton's doing what they've done all year. They've overcome a lot of adversity. Be undefeated, that's really tough to do, and you've seen why they're undefeated. They've answered every single run. They come out and they go on the second half, the big run, and they just so many guys that can score, and right here they get turnover and go right into offense.
Dakota, and that is foul number 4 or a travel. Well, if that would have been foul number 4 on Fassett Jr., that would have changed the complexion of this game. Central Cass fans want the 4th foul. They're going to say it was a traveling violation with Dakota, and that is going to be a turnover for Central Cass.
I get a kick watching the fans. They're sitting right next to each other across the court. They're both all the way up, and one side loves it, the other side hates it, so that's what you love about the B.
McKay Jr. right-hand side, Feather, 3! And the Bismarck Event Center erupts. Feather now with 16 points. Central Cass the other way looking for the answer. Here goes Kovarovic off the window. Can't get it to go on a board by guess who? Feather. In the backcourt goes Fassett Jr. Finds Feather here in transition. NBA 3. Got it!
My gosh.
Feather with 11.
He's on. It's crazy in here right now.
11 in the quarter, 19 in the game, and the Warriors are up by 2 possessions. You mentioned a run. Well, the one right now goes to Warwick.
Great answer. Maybe we can get a point here before the quarter. Those are big. And here now Warwick can get a stop, and they can go into the 4th quarter. The worst thing that happened, they're up 5.
5 seconds. Fassett Jr. right-hand side. This goes Feather. Baseline three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Rebound underneath by the Warriors. Shots off the mark for Dalton Jermo. But I tell you what, the Warriors, if you're not wearing red and white, everybody else in this facility right now is cheering for the little engine that could in Warwick. The Warriors lead it by 5, going to the final 8 minutes of the Class B quarterfinals. The Squirrels in a situation they haven't found themselves a lot in this season, trailing going to the fourth quarter. How will they respond when we come back here from Bismarck?
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
We return to the floor of the third quarter, a 14-point quarter for Warwick. The only guy to make any field goals was Elijah Feather. He hit 4 of them. He hit 3 threes, went back-to-back, a game-high 19 points for Elijah here. And it's Elijah Feather right now that has been the difference in this second half.
He's been unbelievable. That shot that he made right here to catch that ball in transition, clear out and square up and knock that down from NBA range. I mean, he had this place on its feet. Everybody in here is up and cheering, and the energy in here is awesome. And right now, this is one of those moments that Castleton's had a lot of them throughout the year. They just need to settle down. It's only 5 points. You have a whole quarter. Run a great play here that you know you're going to get some, a look that you've used all year. I know they've used Holzer inside, and they've ran that double for Burr off the top to get a look from the top of the key. I'd look for something like that. But, if you're Castleton, you get an easy look here, something easy, and you're back to one possession.
And it's exactly what Central Cass needs right now. Where do the Squirrels go offensively? Holzer's been the guy that's kind of been the glue guy at particular times when they need at least a touch, but there's a lazy pass thrown away by Jermo. Dalton finds Feather, left wing in transition, guarded here by Mason Bussey.
And they're face guarding him right now. Bussey's not going to let him get anything off. They're going to have to get somebody else going.
So Fassett Jr. asks for it, ball screen, able to take it, right wing, goes to the baseline to McKay Jr. McKay Jr. looking to spin, right-handed side, three-pointer on the way, off the front iron, no good by Fassett, and a board by Holzer. Holzer's working on that double-double. He's already got it from a rebounding standpoint, needs a bucket to get to double digits. Kovervig in the front of the key. Squirrels slowing down the pace a little bit here in this fourth quarter to start with.
Norman's calling out some sets here. He's trying to get them under control. There's a lot of emotions when you're a high school kid, and you kind of feel that energy shifting. So he's trying to get a good look, something that they're confident in.
Kovervig crossing, 15-footer, going to be short, rebound tipped, and, well, it'll stay Squirrel basketball, but never drew iron, so the shot clock will be at 8. Where does Central Cass go? Trying to do what they did on the girls' side, and that's bookend the B with a state championship. Right-hand side, Dakota, right wing 3, can't get it. Rebound tipped out here. Kovervig tries to save it. He does, in a fresh 35 for the Squirrels. A bucket for the Squirrels would make it a one-possession game. Holzer finding a cutting. Mason Bussey, count it, got it good. Holzer with the assist, and Bussey was able to go left to right inside the paint for the and one. Foul comes on Elijah Feather, and that's going to be his 4th.
It's a great face cut and finish by Bussey, and he's so solid. He finished right through that contact, and you can't let guys run through the lane without jamming them, get in front of them, and that's a great recognition, great pass by Holzer.
And Bussey able to convert the three-point opportunity now with 7. Central Cass 7 of 7 from the free throw line, and all those are becoming insurmountable right now, trailing it by 2. The Warwick Warriors with McCain Jr., and I tell you what, as much as Fassett Jr. and Feather have been playing well, McCain Jr. is the one that kind of stirs the offense, if you will, for Warwick.
McKay Jr. and Bachmeyer are an awesome matchup to watch. They both have such great roles for each team. They're just fun to watch.
Lenore's pass almost got intercepted. Top of the key here for Warwick as they get it now to Fassett Jr. Got a step on Kovervig to the 10, unable to finish, and a rebound here to Holzer. Holzer had 2 Warriors on him, able to rip it through and give it to Dakota in transition. A bucket to potentially tie or take the lead here for Central Cass.
Be careful. Ooh.
Fassett Jr. lost it. It's still free. Warriors have numbers. Bounce pass to McKay Jr. goes around the world here. No look pass to Feather. Shot off the mark and a rebound by Eli Boer. Central Cass fortunate not to give up a bucket there in transition, and back we go again for the Squirrels right in front of their bench with head coach Matt Norman calling out the offense.
You got to feel them weathering this storm right now.
Dakota, three-pointer, can't get it, and a rebound by McKay Jr. And what a game that felt like, Bryce, after one quarter was 16-15 has really slowed here in this fourth quarter of play, 43-41. If you would have said the winner might only score 45 or 47, I would have said I don't see it happening, but give credit to both teams, and maybe the legs a little bit rusty, you could say, or tired right now.
Yeah, and I think it's partially that and partially just there's just so much anxious energy that you don't normally feel in a game that everybody's kind of uncomfortable.
As we get the poke away here by Bussey. Bussey on his backside went about 5 feet to steal it. Now it goes back to Central Cass. Convervig gives it, and this on the end line here was Convervig and a turnover.
And that was a great no call on that travel. Everybody wanted to travel, but he slid on his butt the whole way across the floor. That's not a travel.
5:16 left to play. Might want to check out that wet spot on the floor.
It was a long ways.
43-41 Warwick over Central Cass with 5:16 left in the fourth quarter. It's the B quarterfinals on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Well, the first two games were kind of put to bed at this time in the fourth quarter with Shiloh and Beulah both picking up wins, but this one, from the opening tip, it was back and forth. It feels like a lightweight, middleweight boxing match inside the Bismarck Event Center here, Bryce, and we are getting a full 15 rounds here in the capital city.
Yeah, it's been a great game. I feel bad this is the last year that's going to be something like this with, you know, a true David and Goliath type matchup, and that's what makes it so great is you get everybody in here cheering for, you know, one team, then you kind of can that other team overcome that adversity. And right now, Castlin, you kind of feel the momentum switching.
And a lot of people still think probably Epping won the championship over Hillsborough when they played, depending on if you talk to Dave Nelson in Hillsborough or not. Hillsborough did win, but I know of watching some of the documentaries out there, Epping and Hillsborough, and this would be 2.0 carbon copy if Warwick can finish it off with under 5 minutes to play. Bassett Jr. gives it. Germo. Oh, and a block shot by Dakota. What a block by Dakota.
Great defense to get through that screen. Just go over top and get skinny and get through it.
Boer three-pointer in transition. No ball deflected out. Germo with the basketball. Now in the backcourt to Bassett Jr. Still a two-point game.
And it seems whoever can score the next point is going to have a great advantage, right? It's been a long time since somebody scored here.
Yeah, 3 points in this quarter. The and one by Bussey. Warwick has yet to score in the 3 minutes and change of this quarter. Convervig will return the floor as Bachmeyer checks out for Central Cass. The Squirrels have 5 team fouls. Warwick has 4. Warwick with 2 timeouts remaining. The Squirrels have 3. And we still have a game to go. Thompson Delax Burlington coming up next here on YourLiveEvent.com from Bismarck. Ankle cross by McKay Jr. Left to right. Crow hop in the paint. Oh, what a move, but unable to finish. Rebound to McKay Jr. Tips it up. Germo. Dumper by Dalton. Can't get it. And a board by Holzer. Mason Bussey 2-on-1 quickly for the Squirrels. Bussey stop, pop, 8-footer, drop.
There it is.
Bussey with all 5 in the quarter here for the Squirrels, and we're tied at 43 apiece. It's 5-0 on the run here for Central Cass, and there was a turnover here for Lenore and the Warwick Warriors. 43-43 with 4:04 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Timeout for head coach Matt Norman. Bryce, what did you just see in that last
the
turnover?
official had his whistle out of his mouth and lost it. By the time he got it back in, he had to call the travel. But I mean, he bodied him right out of bounds. He didn't have his whistle in his mouth.
43-43 here with 4:04 left to play in regulation. Might we get overtime? Who knows the way this one is scoring. And to your point, Bryce, you feel like who's going to get that next big bucket? Well, Bussey's been able to do it. And for Warwick, they've had some really good looks in the quarter, just unable to finish at the rim right now.
Yeah, they've had a ton of great transition looks and looks right at the rim. They just haven't got anything to fall right now. So I think you're talking in this timeout, you run, you know, something maybe for Fassett to get an easy look, or if Feathers back in, maybe a drive and a kick to him. But I think Norman took that timeout to set up a play that he really wants, that they've ran all year, or something they put in here that they think they can an easy bucket on, because I think if they score here, that's really going to be a momentum switch.
That'll be the second timeout here for Central. Castell have 2 remaining. Reminder, you don't get 5 once you get to state because of all the media timeouts, so you're down to 4 right from the jump. Bussey, shot fake, got his man up in the air, but unable to finish against Lenore. They go the other way. McKay Jr. in transition finds Fassett Jr. Fassett Jr. off the side of the backboard, can't get it, and Holzer goes the other side. A little 2-on-1 with Bussey. Bounce pass to Bussey at the left short corner. Flips it on the inside to Holzer, and the end one. What a pass by Mason Bussey to Holzer, and Cole goes to the line for the 3-point opportunity.
Great push in transition by Holzer. Found Bussey early and then filled the lane, and Bussey didn't feel comfortable. He's kind of out of position on that shot, but it was aware enough to kind of flip it back to Holzer, who finished through contact.
So Holzer now with that double-double, give Bussey the assist, and Bussey might, quite frankly, could be the player of the game with how he's playing in this fourth quarter.
I think his defense on Feather, he was hot, and then his offense in that pass right there, yeah, I think he's definitely been the defense or the difference.
7 points in the quarter for the Squirrels. Warwick with a goose egg so far through 4.5 minutes. Warriors looking to get the lid off the cylinder, but there's a steal by guess who? Here goes Bussey. Bussey to the rim. Bussey gets up, and there's going to be a foul, and Mason Bussey is putting his fingerprints all over in this fourth quarter.
So physical. And you kind of get wore out your fourth quarter. Who's got the legs? Who's got the ability to finish? And right now he's proven that he is in shape. He's ready to play, and he has really been the difference in this fourth quarter.
Marcus Germo will pick up his first, the team's 6th. Free throw attempt by Bussey's no good, however, so Holzer misses a free throw and Bussey misses a free throw. All of a sudden you were 7-7, now you're 7-9, and these are large late in the fourth quarter.
You kind of, a game of runs here. Your Castleton's on their run right now, and you look up. It's still only 1 possession right now. If you're Warwick, if you can get a stop and get a good look here, you're right back in it. But it just seems like they haven't scored in so long.
Bussey goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Fassett Jr. leaves it right hand side, and what a block shot by Holzer. Marcus Germo went up, and Holzer with that 6'7" frame took his right hand and swatted it into the Hawaiian student section of Thompson or DLB across the way.
He sent that a long ways into the stands. Gave him a little look too. That's all right.
Warwick, right-handed side here. McKay Jr. and we'll get a tie up. The jump ball, where does the arrow favor? And Warwick, it's going to favor Warwick. Yeah, across the way, everyone. Bryce, this just has the feeling of every whistle, every shot, you're holding your collective breath to see what comes out of that play.
Yeah, everybody's into this game right now. They have the attention of everybody across the state is tuned in.
McKay Jr. top of the key here. A little give and go with Fassett Jr. to the baseline, now to Germo. That's Dalton. Dalton to McKay Jr. Shot clock getting to single digits. They switch at the top with Dakota. McKay Jr. able to get by him, gets to the paint. Nice little wraparound pass, but it's stolen away by Dakota. Bussey on the opposite side. The bucket would be large for the Squirrels to get up by 2 possessions.
Castleton's does a great job of not helping when McKay drives because they know they want a dish, or they're just staying home on their guys, and they're just ready for those passes.
Covervig on the top of the key. Matt Norman calls out the offense here. This one is like pulling teeth in the fourth quarter. Bussey crossing over right to left, leaves it to Wiersma. Wiersma uses up that dribble, reverses it now to Dakota. Shot clock to single digits. Here goes Holzer across the paint, off the window for 2.
Can't trail that big guy through the paint. That's too easy for him.
Holzer with 4 points in the quarter, 12 in the game. It's a 4-point margin right now, and Coach Ryan Brown wants a timeout. The Warriors have been stuck on 43 since we got to the fourth quarter. After those feather three-pointers, they have been unable to find in the offense. And where do you attribute that to, Bryce, in terms of how Central Cass is playing a little defense? Yeah, Warwick has gotten some good looks, but a lot of contested shots right now.
Yeah, great job playing defense, and they made a switch there. They put Bussey on Feather after he got hot, and he's really been the difference here late in this game. It's just his energy, both offensively and defensively. And then, like you said, Warwick's had some great looks. They get a couple of those to go in. They're a little bit more confident, but you see somebody miss one, then you miss the next one. It's just kind of that snowball effect that can happen. But they're only down 4 points right here. You got 2 minutes left. Run something that you can get a good look off of, and then don't go down and get a stop. I think that was a great timeout by Brown. He kind of recognized his guys are a little bit out of sorts right now, and credit to Castleton for that.
The Squirrels have scored at 9 points in the quarter, 5 by Mason Bussey, 4 by Cole Holzer, and that has been the difference maker right now. But Warwick is a good offensive set. from being down by 1 or 2 points and then get a stop and a score right back with it and possibly taking the lead. After the game, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, our RDK Enterprises Feature Precision Player of the Match. We'll try to hear from a particular player and potentially Matt Norman, and then we'll get you set for a pregame of the Thompson Tommies and Coach Brandy George going up against Chris Brown, no relation to Ryan Brown, here for Deluxe Burlington. And here's a steal by Dakota. Off the timeout, Dakota to the paint off McKay Jr. for 2. Dakota now with 12, and Bryce, you talked about at the half, points off turnovers. Warwick barely gave that to Central Cass, and now we're starting to see that rear its ugly head in the fourth as we have a tie-up, and the arrow goes to Central Cass.
Yeah, they really locked down here the second half, especially this fourth quarter defensively, and that's, we kind of talked about overcoming adversity in the different ways that Castleton's found a way to win all year, and it's kind of rearing its head again. They can beat you anyway. If you want a high-scoring game, you want a low-scoring, fight it out, muck it up, rock fight type game, they'll beat you there too.
Warwick, first time in 27 years they've made state. This is their third appearance all time in program history. They never played in a state championship, and they're trying to knock off the only unbeaten and the #1 overall seed. The Squirrels trying to answer the baseline. Boer, 3! And that could be the dagger. Right baseline triple. Eli with his second three-pointer of the game. Fassett Jr. tries to get by Covervig, and we'll have a foul here. That'll be a hand check, and the last one the Squirrels had to give before it's the bonus. Covervig will pick up his second, the team 6, but how about Covervig driving and the kick to Eli Boer for his first 3 since the second quarter?
Yeah, Covervig just can do so many different things for him, and his role, whatever the team needs to do for them to be successful, he does. That's why I think he's such a great player.
So the Squirrels right now, 14 points in the quarter, Warwick scoreless, and we have 82 seconds left to play, but it's still a 3-possession game as we see it right now. Central Cass, can they close the deal? This will be out of play, and this will be off of Lenore.
I think you got to start taking some chances here. No layups, maybe a foul isn't the worst thing. 3 possessions, but still, you don't have a lot of time now.
Yeah, you got to stretch the 80 seconds as much as you can. If you're Warwick, you can maybe play one more possession without fouling, but I think that would probably be about it.
Yeah, that definitely would be it, and looks like they're going to try to play defense here for one possession, like you said. You definitely can't give up a layup.
Bussey gets cut off left short corner, back to Covervig, and the Squirrels are just fine with time on their side, getting this to under 60 seconds, and here we go. Covervig crossing over on McKay Jr., up and over past to Holzer off the window from the left block for 2. Holzer 6 in the quarter, 14 in the game, and the Warriors need a bucket, and they need it desperately. McKay Jr., Lenore, left-hand side. This will go in the hands of Germo. Dalton skips it, and that'll be a turnover. And the swarming defense by Central Cass, I think, is probably going to be our RDK Enterprises play of the game, Bryce, I would say.
They're going to hold them scoreless here probably in the fourth quarter right now, and that's, you got to dig deep and you got to find a way to win. And their defense has kind of been their calling point all year. Now we see a foul.
There's the foul, and this one will be with
He's going to
Feather.
be done now. That's a big foul.
So he'll finish with 19 points. He got this place rocking in the third quarter with 3 threes and one that was hit from the parking lot. He'll finish with 19 points here for the sophomore guard. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity. As now for Central Cass, they'll go to the free throw line here with Mason Bussey.
I think one of these probably makes it pretty tough.
Free throw is up and good here for Bussey. 55-43. Free throw opportunity number 2 upcoming. Least amount of points scored this season for Warwick is 44 against New Rockford Cheyenne. Free throw attempt number 2 is off the mark. Warwick brings the ball in the front court here. Fassett Jr. right baseline triple. Can't get it to go. Rebound on the way for Cole Holzer. And now Central Cass just trying to bring this one to the front court and milk the time away. Warwick will have the foul there. That'll be on Marcus. German will pick up his second. That'll be the team's 8th. And coming up on our post-game show, we'll try to get to as one of the players potentially as possible because, like media, talking with the coaches here, I always say this, Bryce, how do you like the media car wash? They're like, I didn't know there's this much media in the state. Everybody wants a piece of you once you get to the state tournament.
Once you get there, you're a head coach. Your phone doesn't stop for the next week. It's fun and you enjoy it, but it goes by so fast. Sometimes you got to try to remind yourself to slow down, enjoy the moment. But yeah, There's people knocking on your hotel room door all night long, texts, calls, interviews. Yeah, you didn't know that many people could get your phone number in a week.
Holzer goes 2 for 2 from the line. There's a bank three and a timeout here for Ryan Brown. Mark Fassett Jr. hits the triple. He's got 10, but that's the first points in nearly 8 minutes of game action here for the Warwick Warriors. And they'll get the 3 points, but they're down by 11. Tip of the cap to Coach Ryan Brown because they gave Central Cass everything and more that they could handle. The Squirrels down by 5 points going in the fourth quarter. And we mentioned it. How would they answer? Well, they answer with a lot of defense here, Bryce.
Yeah. No, their defense this fourth quarter has been awesome, and Bussy on Feather was a great switch by Norman. He can shut down just about anybody, post guard, whatever it is. He's ready to play defense, and he's so physical and so strong that the rest of the team can feed off of that energy, and that's exactly what happened. That was a great fourth quarter defense by this team.
And this is why the Squirrels, undefeated, earn the #1 overall ranking because of what they've been able to do. It might not look pretty at times, but they find ways to win. Central Cass with Kavervig as Dakota, and you also have Lenore just kind of inadvertently run into each other, and then there's a foul here on Fassett Jr. He'll pick up his 4th, and team's 9th, and will walk the other way for another 1-and-1 opportunity. Central Cass with this result would improve to 24-0 on the season and await the winner of Thompson Delax Burlington. They beat Thompson earlier this season, 48-34, right before Christmas. And maybe roads that were similar for folks getting to Bismarck. It wasn't the greatest. And Bryce is like, I'm an athletic director and a coach. What is new in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I know this last 2 winters have been crazy. I feel bad for our spring sport athletes, and hopefully you can get some nicer weather here, get some rid of some of this snow for these guys again.
So Boer hits free throw attempt #1, misses the second. Warwick will bring this one into the front court for the Warriors. Fassett Jr. stop pop three-pointer. That's going to be long. Rebound to Kavervig here. Warwick's not going to foul on the Central Cass Squirrels. It's all about surviving and advancing, and that's what they did here tonight inside the Bismarck Event Center. The #1 overall seed with a 20-3 fourth quarter outscoring the Warwick Warriors. We're back after this with our postgame show on your live event.
Take a good look at Hillsborough. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsborough Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsborough's Main Street. The Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers, and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroughnd.com.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
As we come back here on our post-game show, let's get to some of the particulars in this one. First is our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Life takes Enbridge Energy. Go to enbridge.com for career opportunities. And that's going to go to Mason Bussy. Bussy with 10 points in this game, 2 rebounds, and a double-double performance with Cole Holzer. That is the 1-2 combination. Holzer with 16 points, 19 rebounds here for Holzer. That was a dynamic combination. Those two are Enbridge Energy Players of the Game here in this one. And we'll get to our RDK Enterprises Play of the Contest as well as putting the headsets on. And join us is Mason Bussy. And Mason, congratulations on a scrapper. You're 1 win closer from the ultimate goal, but let's talk about this Warwick Warriors running back and forth with yourself and Central Cass. What was it like for 32 minutes of basketball here inside the event center?
Hard fought. Those guys can play. They well earned their spot in this tournament as they were a 6th seed in their region. They earned it. That was awesome. Those guys can play very good, and we had to play hard, and we got it done.
So you're down by 5 going to the fourth quarter. What was the message from Matt Norman to the final 8 minutes to try to close this one out and come back with a victory?
Calm down and play our game. That's what he said. We just had to breathe, take a little breather, work on our game, play our pace. Don't let them play our pace. So we got it done.
A 20-3 quarter, you outscore Warwick. They don't get a three-pointer until the Facet junior triple laid off the backboard. What was working defensively, Mason, with guys diving and scrumming on the floor in that fourth quarter?
I would say what you just said, our hustle, going after every loose ball, getting every loose ball, and hustling down the court, pushing the ball, fast breaks, transition layups and points is how we scored a lot in that quarter.
Final thing for you before you let you go here, Mason. Here's the numbers for your teammate Cole Holzer. 16 points, 19 rebounds. He got nearly half of the rebounds, and I see the smile on your face. What does that do with Holzer doing those type of numbers?
That is perfect. He's 6'7", as you see. All of us, our next tallest guys, I think Sam at 6'2". So 6'7", he's got to be getting high rebounds, and getting 19, that's perfect.
Hey, congratulations on the win, and we'll see you tomorrow night in the semifinals.
So much, yep.
Again, that is, Mason Bussey with us here on yourliveevent.com. Mason Bussey with the 4 out of 9 shooting with 10 points here with a couple of rebounds as well. Him and Holzer are our Enbridge Energy players of the game. Now to our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest, and that's quite frankly the defense as Bryce Laxdell gets the sweaty headsets off. Might have to give you like a towel boy here, Bryce, like, or an Aaron Rodgers little towel as you go back and forth. But talk about the defense here. That is our RDK Enterprises play of the contest, outscoring Warwick 20-3, down by 5, and coming back and really putting I thought, the nail in the coffin, if you will, with that Boer three-pointer. But it all started with the defensive effort.
Yeah, I think you go into that fourth quarter, seeing the other team with all the momentum on a big run, and that's just a gut punch. That's a gut check. You got to find a way to answer back, battle through some adversity. And just the way they came out that fourth quarter and forced tough shot after tough shot, and turn that defense into great offensive opportunities. You can see that lead. I think a 20-3 fourth quarter, whatever it was, something like that. I mean, that's impressive, and that's why they're the number 1 team in the state, and that's why they're undefeated.
Yeah, 20-3 fourth quarter. That is the difference maker. And that is our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. Get ready for the spring planting season with RDK Enterprises. From maintenance, parts, and upgraded options, they can help. Spring will be here before you know it. Let the fine folks at RDK Enterprises meet the challenge with you. Contact RDK Enterprises at planterdoc.com. Taking a look at the numbers in this one, Central Cass shot 39% from the floor, 3 of 15 from the land of 3, 11 of 16 from the stripe, 40 rebounds, 11 assists to 15 turnovers for the Warwick Warriors. They shot 34% from the floor, 7 of 20 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 34 rebounds, 10 assists to 18 turnovers. Central Cass, the double-double. Holzer with 16 points, 19 rebounds here for Cole Holzer. You had double digits then of Carter Dakota, 5 of 12 shooting from the floor with 4 rebounds, 10 points with Mason Bussey with 2 rebounds, took a couple of assists as well, and he did a lot of dirty work in that fourth quarter. Mason Bussey with 10. 9 then for Sam Converbig with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. 4 for Chase Bachmeyer off the bench for head coach Matt Norman. Eli Boer with 7 and 2 big-time threes for the Squirrels. Warwick, the Warriors led by the 19-4 Elijah Feather Jr. on 7 of 15 shooting from the floor with 4 rebounds as well, 19 for Feather Jr. 10 points then for Mark Fassett Jr. and 8 rebounds, nearly a double-double. 6 on the way here for Dalton, 4 for McCain Jr., 3 by Dwight Hunt, 2 by Marcus Germo, and 2 by Jason Lenore. Central Cass picks up the 58-46 win. We'll find out who they play. Thompson, Deluxe, Burlington. Our coverage will get underway at about 8:20 here on Your Live Event. On behalf of Bryce Laxdell, I'm Chase Miller. And make sure you stay tuned to the Lakers and the Tommies coming up next here on YourLiveEvent.com.